Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Director Watch, an AwardsWatch podcast that attempts to get inside the mind of cinema's greatest auteurs, explore what drives them, and maybe we go on a few unrelated tangents along the way. I'm Ryan McQuade, executive editor here at AwardsWatch, and joining me, as always, is the man from space, my co-host, Jay Ledbetter.
Ryan, it's interesting when we obviously are a director-focused podcast, but it's
Sure.
interesting to watch a film and see a performer do something that you didn't really know they had in their bag per se. Who knew that Mia Goth had like mentally unstable, unpredictable, but incredibly alluring in her bag? I didn't
Wouldn't
know.
I would have never thought she'd be able to pull off a performance like that, right, Jay?
Yeah, we're talking High Life
We're talking High Life today,
featuring Mia Goth.
the conclusion of our Claire Denis movie series.
Yeah, crazy.
Already came and already went.
Yeah, just yep.
What?
Yep.
Didn't want to go anywhere with that?
Nope.
How are you feeling today? Talking about this movie.
This is one of those movies that I'm horrified to talk about. Because the one thing that kind of came from this movie from an internet popularity perspective was a meme about a masturbation chamber.
The sex box. You want to talk about it now?
No,
I think we should just talk about it now. Get it over with.
we'll get there.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't know. Do you want to talk about it?
Well, you're obviously resisting the sex box, and I say we should just talk about it. Let's just full on embrace it.
I think we need a little bit of context first before we just talk about it.
I mean, sure.
Do you want to talk about the memification of it? If you want to do that, that's fine.
I'm not really watching a lot of memes of this stuff, but it
I'll
sounds
tell you what
like
I was.
you've done the research.
No. I remember when this came out. It was a point of conversation among the very narrow collection of people who saw this movie at the time. But I was thinking about how it's kind of like very film literate, highfalutin people will be like, "Oh my gosh, it's so challenging and um, provocative." And then what they really mean to say is, yeah, there are scenes where people like go jerk off in a room and there's like so many fluids that come out of it. And it's like, oh, but you got to use euphemisms for those types of things. But that's what this movie is.
Jay, you're our finest film critic. I'm just going to put
Yeah.
that
I mean,
out there.
I'm just saying it's like it's what happens in the movie.
Wait, so you're never hoity-toity about films and all?
It's just funny the way that we like censor ourselves to
To make a sex box sound
avoid
palatable?
talking about sex.
Yeah.
Really
Well,
is what it is.
It is very, I mean, it's an ongoing conversation you can have, really not just about this movie, but just about how we in society talk about sex in films, and we
Not de
talk
France.
and and talk about them, especially in American films, as opposed to like how we talk about violence, how we talk about language. Sex is such a weird taboo, and especially even now, like
Well, this
this
is not
movie
a
is only
sexy movie though.
No,
This
it's
is a
not,
movie
but
full
it's
of sexual assault and
yeah. I'm not saying that it is. So you did not have to even go there for what I was about to talk about, but thank you for that. Is
if I
that
can interrupt you again.
yeah, keep doing it, and you'll find yourself a mute button tonight. You're
You'll never force mute me. That'll never happen.
you really, the button's right there. I can do it. Now you're just fake muting. So okay, well, if you're gonna fake mute, then Jay, the thing about this movie is it's a deep dive into space more than anything else, and we couldn't go on this adventure alone to talk about High Life and to talk about all the taboo and non-taboo things about this movie. So we had to bring on a guest, and it's our good friend and colleague here at AwardsWatch, Karen Peterson. Karen, welcome back to Director Watch.
Hello. I'm very excited to join you for the sex show.
Well, yeah. Jay, you excited? You excited to now even tiptoe around it more?
What is the most sex-forward film we have covered on the show? Showgirls?
Sure. I think that Showgirls, I think that Carnal Knowledge is definitely, I mean, it's not a sexy
Sure.
movie, but it's definitely one about taboos and sex. And I mean, obviously, like the Graduate is that as well. I mean, what
Basic
else?
Instinct is up there.
I mean, like I kind of put this in the category of talking like I mean, we didn't get to talk about it, but this is like talking about like May, December, where there are things in it that are controversial and provocative to invoke discussion, even though it's not very comfortable. Like
This is a movie that you cannot recommend to people that you don't know very well.
oh no,
That
That's what it
is
is. You can't do
I was
I
actually
think
going to
I could
buy a
actually recommend this more to people I don't know than people that I do.
it.
I think I no, actually that's just a good challenge, right, Karen? You just tell them, "Hey, have you ever seen High Life?"
Okay,
Mhm.
let's do the
Right up at like you're getting your coffee order at Starbucks, you know, and you
let's call
just
it the coworker recommendation challenge. You don't if somebody says,
not a
"Oh, I
chance in
heard about
hell.
this movie High Life," you say, "At work, never heard of it,
Nope,
never gonna hear about it."
never gonna hear about it.
I got spreadsheets to attend to. Thank you very much.
What is the coworker approved movie you could do this year, like of 2025?
I mean, there's a ton. One battle is a risky proposition.
I think it's a little yeah, that's risky because that dives
Weirdly,
into
it
maybe
shouldn't
political.
it shouldn't
Shouldn't
be,
be, but it is, and
but
this is
the world we live in.
it's kind of a commentary a
Um,
little bit about that. But
I'm trying to think like
Sinners?
what's my favorite movie of the year? But then Sinners is like certain
Oh,
people.
oh, we're doing that with
No, not
Sinners
even that.
now.
I'm thinking more about like the
Oh,
spitting in the mouth and stuff, and it's
hey now,
that's more what I'm thinking of with Sinners. That
talk
might
about the
be
sex box.
yeah.
Yeah. Karen, what are some films from this year? You think?
Wake Up Dead Man for sure.
That's always a good recommendation, right, Jay? Like a good Benoit Blanc
Yeah,
mystery.
I think
That the
Mhm.
holiday.
Weapons is a generally
Yeah, but not
pretty
everybody's going to go for
harmless
horror.
recommendation.
Not everybody's going to go for horror.
Genre is different than content, and
Yeah.
Weapons is not a terribly. I can't see anybody getting offended by Weapons.
No, but I can to be like that movie scared the pants off of me. I'll never watch it. Or
I will say that the one movie that everyone I know has watched, and I work with college kids, that is K-pop Demon Hunters.
that's the
Hey,
one.
come on.
Mhm.
JF1.
Well, have fun. You give them you say, oh, there's a Kaczynski movie. Yeah, people will probably like that.
Listen, people love Top Gun Maverick. You say it's from the guy that did Top Gun Maverick. And
Mhm.
regardless of how
Top Gun Maverick, most
controversial
forgettable film of the
he
last
is, people still normal people outside of our of the entertainment bubble love Brad Pitt.
No. Brad Pitt has miraculously avoided public scrutiny.
Yeah.
It's not miraculous. He has the best publicist in the business.
Yeah.
People like
Or-
Javier Bardem.
However you want to say it, Brad Pitt has avoided scrutiny
Sports movies are
in
always
an
really
interesting way.
Absolutely has.
sports movies are always really good recommendations if they're good.
They are.
You know,
Mhm.
it's always a
And
really
that
good
movie
one.
is good enough.
You didn't like that movie, did you?
I like it fine. It is good enough. Is how
I think
would
if you
That's how I
recommend,
felt too. Like
I-
this is
Yeah.
fine.
Pleasant.
I did not dislike it. I actually enjoyed it while I was watching it, and then I never thought about it again.
I think if you recommend, um, I think if you recommend Top Gun Maverick, you can recommend that one. But I think K-pop.
Sure,
Demon
I
Hunter's
don't
the right one.
disagree.
No,
I
for sure.
just like for me, I just haven't thought about that movie since I watched it.
The Accountant 2. The Barenthal bump. You know, that's what I'm thinking. Well, you can't ever go. You know what? Sincerely,
There'll be
Superman.
some religious people that get very
Would
their
people get
feelings
mad
hurt
at
about Wake Up Dead
Superman?
Man.
Yeah.
Superman was a really kind of powder keg when it came out.
Was it okay?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thanks to someone who was not nominated for a Golden Globe.
Yeah, that was a real
Karen,
podcast grifter
he's coming on the show next week.
topic
Come
du
now.
jour.
Oh man, I just love all those idiots at other sites that had to interview him and didn't just, I don't know, take a moral stance for once. For God's sakes, wants to sit there and do a fucking.
What
interview
is the
with-
crowd pleaser of the year?
That is a good. It's a really good question.
It's K-pop Demon
It
Hunters.
really, I think Karen's absolutely right. I mean,
I guess
it's
so. Minecraft the movie. Excuse me,
Jesus.
a Minecraft.
A Minecraft
Hey.
movie. Thank you. Hey, if you're
That's
gonna
a-
say something, you better get it right.
A title that is a threat.
You know what's not a threat? This title, High Life. which is a really good movie, and I'm excited to talk about it. Jay, this is the
This was the
second.
popcorn movie of its
The
year.
title really gives you no clue about what you're walking into.
Well, I mean, they're in the sky, they're in prison,
Oh,
and
I'm
that's
not
a
saying the
high
title is
life.
incorrect. I'm just saying it is
Well,
enigmatic.
at what point does going into outer space become, when do you lose, you know, north and south? I mean, it becomes when you're in the void of space, there is no high and low.
That is true.
Highest to lowest.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you for that, Jay. That was really philosophical of
You're
you.
welcome.
Yeah, I bet you're going to get
This
a
is a
real.
rather, outside of that, pretty thoughtless film, but
So last
Very
film in
slapstick. It's just
90s
so
Sandler energy.
last film in our Claire Denis movie series, you two. Karen, you requested to do this one.
I
So,
did.
and I was honestly, when you requested it, I was like, wow, cool. All right. Now I know you've seen it, but I
I
want to
have.
get your thoughts on Claire Denis as a director first, and if you have affinity attachment for her other films or style. And what about her filmography? Do you like, maybe dislike? Yeah, what do you think about her as a director?
My feeling with Claire Denis, I admire her as a director, even if I don't love some of her films. I think Beau Travail is beautiful. I really like that one a lot. Um, some of her other ones, though, I'm just like, I don't know, but I always get something out of the experience of watching her films, and that's what I like. Um, and they're very dense, they're very provocative, and the thing is that I always feel like even if I'm kind of struggling to feel what she wants me to feel, or even to know what that might be, I know that she puts so much thought and intentionality into everything she does. And so yeah, I really admire her as a filmmaker, and I think that she's someone that we need to be talking about more.
She is a very influential filmmaker, as we've talked about. And, you know, around this time period of when, she's had to Let the Sunshine In that we did last week. And now this film, she's been reevaluated. And I think filmmakers like Barry Jenkins and Steve McQueen have really used her as influences, and really propped up her work. Plus, there's just the fact that she is, she's made one of the most influential films of the last 30 years,
Titan
and
Sound top tenor.
Mhm.
exactly with Beau Travail. So people are, and also there is, I will say, in like the last 15 years, there is more of a rediscovery for a lot of people into female filmmakers, and I think a lot of that has to do with American, filmmakers like Sofia Coppola and Greta Gerwig. And I think there's also, around this time period, this movie comes after it, obviously, but I think a movie like Portrait of a Lady on Fire did a really wonder, or it came out the same year actually, in sort of getting a lot of younger cinephiles to go and explore her films, and Chantal Ackerman and Agnes Varda and various other female directors. And so she's very influential when it comes to that. And you're right, Karen. Not all of her films work. We're going to talk about later period Claire Denis here because I have the hot take that this is the last great movie she's made in a while because her other films that have
Well, she
come
only
out
has a
since.
couple.
Yeah, she's got about four films that have come out since, and I've seen them all. And for like four or five, I guess, and all those films are mixed
Are there
results
that
for
many?
me.
There are not that many that have come out since then.
I know she had the one year where she had the two,
I think that's
and
it.
no, are you sure? Am I wrong about that?
As far as
Well, and then she's had the new one that came out
I'll
that
look at
comes
it.
out next year that I saw at TIFF this year. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's
Looking.
just
Yeah, it
this.
was just the two from,
Okay,
yeah, Both Sides of the Blade and Stars at Noon. Those are the only
okay.
two since this movie.
I was thinking of something else. But then she also had
And
The
those
Fence.
did not leave much of a cultural footprint.
No, and and The Fence just premiered at TIFF. Saw that. Very interesting film, but again, one like Karen says didn't really work completely for me. But there's enough interesting things in there where a discussion can be had. Now,
Is it about a fence?
I'm gonna really
Is it
smack
or
you.
is it not about
It's
a
about a
fence?
fence.
Okay.
It's more than just a fence.
I was just asking the question.
Okay.
But
Well,
just one, unlike the Denzel Washington film.
oh, see, that's the sequel, and you won't be able to know.
So this is a prequel?
Filmed in Cameroon. Okay. So
Yes,
Claire Denis doing her thing.
yes, Claire Denis exactly doing her thing. Um, Karen, High Life, very
Hmm.
different. Claire Denis, we've seen a lot of her films in France, and we've seen a lot of her films in Africa. Haven't seen a lot of them in space.
No.
Um, it's very interesting. What are your thoughts on the film?
Well, as you mentioned, I specifically requested this one, and
Yes,
part
you
of the
did.
reason why I did is because I find this so fascinating and confounding. And it's a film that I've spent time trying to kind of figure out, do I like it? I don't even know if I like it or not. I think the performances in it are really fascinating, and I think the ideas are very interesting too. And also, yeah, Claire Denis making a sci-fi movie is very interesting. And I know there's a video of her talking about how, to her, she didn't make a sci-fi movie. And that's the thing, is like, even though it's set in space and it uses a lot of, technological elements, it really ultimately is about really damaged and messed up people, which is where she is, tends to be interested, and that's where she tends to kind of live in her storytelling. So it feels like a Claire Denis movie, and it also doesn't at the same time.
It's very true. It's a very fascinating film in that it's
I
it's
don't know. It's pretty straightforward.
you think it's pretty straightforward, even though it's a
Yeah, it's pretty
non-linear.
normal.
It's pretty normal movie. Okay, well then,
Yeah.
Smarty Pants. This is a rewatch for you. I know that for a fact.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what do you think of it now?
Yeah, so I saw this when it came out in theaters. This was a film where
Before
I
you
believe
had your son.
one of the theater attendees, as I was walking out, he was like, "So how was that?" And I just said, "Man, you gotta decide for yourself. I don't think I can really say." Which is a reasonable response to this film after walking out of the theater, having seen it for the first time. And yes, Ryan, to your point, I was not a father when I saw this film for the first time, and when I saw it the first time, I was like, "That is something." I mean, it is. I am fully engaged by what that film showed me and the way that it presented it. And I'm not sure I fully grasp the ideas that it is going for. And so I was very eager to watch it again. And to your point, Ryan, I watched the first 25 minutes of this movie and I was like, I don't remember this being like a very tender, honest portrait of what it means to live inside of early parenthood. And then lo and behold, after that, it kind of returned to what I remembered it being, which was basically violent sex scenes and a montage of people killing others or themselves. Um, and that is certainly a very visceral viewing experience, and very jarring after those first 25 minutes. I'm not kidding you. After the first 25 minutes, I was like, man, this is so gentle and nice. There's a scene early on where the baby is screaming and Robert Pattinson is just like, you're killing me, like that, you're literally killing me right now, this is unbearable. And I was like, okay, so this does understand what it's like to have a 6 month old child. That's very nice to see. And I was genuinely very hooked in as a parent. And then after that, it does turn into something far more carnal, before finishing with what I assume is the closest Claire Denis will ever get to the ending of 2001: A Space Odyssey, um, which is an ending that we should talk about to a certain extent. Although I don't think this film is grappling with big, grand existential ideas in the way that that finale might imply, other than the idea that, you know, these moments that we live in feel infinite. But that's also a theme I grab onto in many films that might not necessarily even be going there. But it is a film that is undeniably gripping. I have a tremendous time is probably not the right way to phrase it.
No,
I am
what you did, didn't you?
grabbing the edge of my seat the entire time while I am watching
Grabbing.
it. It is a very bold, um, idiosyncratic view of the world, or in this case, the galaxy, I guess. Um, and it's one that it has 6 million ideas running through its head, and I'm interested to talk through them because I still have not fully grabbed on um, how I fully feel about this film. But I certainly am captivated by it.
Yeah, guys. So back in 2019, I saw this bad boy in a theater. I was literally by myself. Um, what a wonderful press screening that was. And I loved it then and I loved it now. To your point, Jade, like it's throwing out so many ideas about
There's not
violence,
much else like it.
about about uh the these human uh feelings that we have and how um primal everything is. And then yes, then the movie just opposes all that with this real gentle story of a father who is thrust into this situation and having to take care of this child and to find out how that sweet story is, or which leads to tragic ends, how that all develops.
Sweet-ish. It's still
Sweet-ish.
not.
It
It's
is
not
in
like,
those first
oh,
25 minutes are like are quite like, wow, this
the
is
line.
it's
The
very,
line of the movie for me is at the end where he asks her, "How do you know about cruelty?"
yeah,
Because they've lived with each other in complete isolation, and now she only has an idea of cruelty, not what
yeah.
cruelty can actually be.
It's really
Yeah.
fascinating just in terms of, for me, as I was watching this go around, and just about the idea of her using like this sky prison, these criminals, and being these test pilots and these guinea pigs, and how these people have done horrible things and they go ahead and do horrible things to each other, and yet how it's everything is a test, and through this test something magical happens and it's being forced upon, and so this child that's in this world is also, you feel like shouldn't exist, and yet and yet I don't know. There's the for Monty, played by Robert Pattinson, who's incredible in this movie. This is like that era where if
We
you
got a
hadn't bought
45-minute Robert Pattinson corner coming up.
if you don't have like, if you haven't turned the corner on him as like he's a great actor at this point, I don't. Yet this and The Lighthouse and a bunch of other films at this time period, and
He's
you're
a
just like,
weirdo.
and yeah, and the man's making,
Honestly, this is the movie that sold me on, okay, he's a real legit actor because when for an actor to be able to be compelling when they are on screen alone,
yeah,
and yes, he's with an infant, but he's alone. And to make that compelling, to make you just want to keep watching him, that's such a talent, and he does it so well. And I mean, part of that is because he's directed well, as also.
Hmm.
But this was really, and it's not that I thought he was a bad actor, but this is the movie where I went, whoa, okay, this guy is capable of so much more than I realized.
because he's
As much
opposite.
as anything,
Yeah,
it's an indication of his good taste because this
Mm-hmm.
movie got made because of him.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's the reason this movie got made. In the same way that Adam Driver has gotten a half dozen movies that have no right to have gotten the budgets that they have gotten
Mm-hmm.
made. Pattinson has a similar power in the industry, and he will probably continue to have that because he's also Batman,
yeah. He's Batman now.
and we're very grateful for it.
Well, that's why a movie like Mickey 17 exists.
But then the thing about his Batman, he's like, what if Batman was super weird?
What if Batman was Sad Man?
Which Michael Keaton was very weird as Batman as well.
Yes, he
But
was, but also
it
he's very good as
Very
Batman.
different kind of weird,
yeah.
though.
Yeah, this is a good. He's good as Batman. I'm gonna, that's a good movie. Can't wait for the sequel to come out in like 2 years
I mean,
if
like
it's
the movie,
made.
Die My Love is very reliant. I mean, it's him and Jennifer Lawrence
Did you
both.
watch it?
No, I still haven't seen it, but
Okay.
I'm going to assume because it's a Lynn Ramsey movie, it's not the most commercial film ever made.
What are you talking
Uh,
about? Like it's the box office achievement award nominee at the Golden Globes. Wait, what do you mean?
Mickey 17 is the combination of Bong Joon-ho's Oscar follow-up
Yeah.
and still having Robert Pattinson in it after the
Yeah.
Batman.
That
It's
helps.
it's like a two-hander there. Um,
He's
The
gonna be in, he's gonna
Lighthouse, I think, is
yeah.
fully that the amount of money they got for that is basically entirely based on
Well,
Robert Pattinson.
that's a little bit of Pattinson. That's a little bit of The Witch being so damn
It's a
successful.
little The Witch,
Yeah.
but certainly having
Eggers is
Pattinson is the real
his
power of
own
that.
little commodity now. He's really
Now he
developing.
is.
Yeah.
His movies make money.
Yeah, he really
But
does.
that
Like
was he was an unproven commodity at that point.
remember when they tried to kill the Northman and then they went on VOD and it made like $1 bajillion.
It is
And then
that is the
Nosferatu rocked.
underreported thing about the industry right now is people aren't going to the movie theaters as much, but that's because they're watching stuff at home.
Yeah.
And
They've been uh they've been I don't want to say maneuvered, but they've been like told that it is okay to watch these movies at home because we're gonna give it to you in less than 60 days.
but I do
You know what I
think
mean?
older folks are in the same way that older people are the only people that still buy music,
Yeah,
they buy movies too.
yeah,
And The
that's true.
Northman on its face, not in practice, but on paper,
Yeah.
it's sort of a dad movie. It's just a movie
Yeah.
about Vikings fighting each other.
But to go back to your point, Karen, about Pattinson in that scene and how you know that he is, I would say, one of the actors of his generation, in my opinion,
Mhm.
the reason why I say that is because, and to our points that we just made here, he makes interesting, diverse decisions, works with just about anybody, and he doesn't try to repeat the same shtick every go round. Like he's trying to do something new, even if it's a different variant of weird.
Mhm.
And within that scene you described here in the opening, Jay, he is acting like Karen said opposite this child, and then there is a childish quality to the way Monty is, and it's because of obviously the violent crime that I think that he has. There is also this quiet storm that is inside of Monty that Pattinson's able to bottle up until it comes out later in the film. He is also obviously also once we see what's happened in the events of the film, then that opening is of this guy that's been extremely hurt and has seen a lot of pain. And at that point is not really in the business of wanting to lose the last thing and be alone. Like there's this idea of isolationism. There's this thing of loneliness and sadness that lingers throughout Denis' film. I mean, the idea of regret that is the number one thing that is attached to a lot of her films, and repression. And this is repression of violence, literally repression of sex. It's all within this movie. There's so many interesting things, and yet through that, I think this is one of the first times since maybe Boat Revive that we've talked about, Jay, where she's showing repression, and yet and people holding and withholding, and yet there's massive consequences to all of that, there's a lot of danger that's involved with that in this film, and I find this movie, like you both have said, to be so fascinating. And there's so many avenues we can go down with this conversation because the movie decides to do that. And sometimes a movie can have so many ideas, lose the thread. And I agree with you, Jay. Like, I don't necessarily think like it hits on this like perfect ending. You know what I mean? I honestly kind of feel like the movie doesn't know how to end, so that's how it ends. And that's because, and I kind of am like, I understand why it has to do that because the movie is throwing so many fascinating dilemmas and questions out there that I respect so much of the swing here that Claire Denis is doing that
It is almost an
even
ending
if
that's
the
just like,
landing's a little
what did
bumpy,
you
that's
expect?
okay.
What did you expect? Like a concrete ending?
No, I mean like I don't necessarily think that like the ending
I'm not saying it's a good or bad ending
mm,
necessarily. It's just
it's not
very ambiguous.
it's very ambiguous, and I wasn't thinking of something concrete, but I don't know. It just feels more. It does actually kind of feel more concrete. It feels more final to me than anything. It's just like, oh, that's it, and this is the end of that journey. And I'm like, okay, I don't
But is
really.
it?
I mean, I kind of
What
feel
is
like
it?
it. I mean, I
Look,
kind
they
of feel
turned
like
out
it
better
is.
than Mia Goth when she tried to go around the black hole.
That's true.
Hmm.
Yeah, she went around and. Ooh, but
Yeah, I didn't realize there was a term for what happens to her, but it's called spaghettification.
Yeah, I saw that online.
that really a
So,
thing? That's really how
yeah,
it's
it has to
called?
do with like the bending of time and how it
Yeah, and you
actually
get pulled
results in
and
physical
stretched at the
bending as
same
well,
time.
and
I
you
gotta
get
tell you this, as somebody that has,
costed.
I am deeply, deeply scared of the idea of black holes and the idea of like our whole universe, just being engulfed by something,
Well, the
and
good
everything. Like
news is
it's
if it happened, it would be over so quickly you wouldn't even know.
that's not what I want, Karen. Like
It's interesting
that's
how
scary.
this is a movie that had a lot of research put into black holes, but you would not know it by the movie. This is a movie that gives its audience a lot of credit, which I appreciate in that regard, where it's like you can probably put two and two together as far as, time is moving faster in or
Hmm.
slower in space than it is on Earth, and without having, the classic putting a piece of paper together on both ends and saying this
Hmm.
is what happens in a black hole. Claire Denis would never do that.
Yeah,
Honestly, if she did that, she would like commit seppuku, like and be
yeah.
like, I've failed myself as an artist.
So what,
There's a
Jay?
I like
line.
that
Jay, so what?
seppuku.
Oh, okay.
You know, whatever. I don't know how we pronounce it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
there's a
about.
line where
Self immolation.
I
Monty.
just wanted to hear him say it again. I'm sorry, Karen, and I'm
It's
an
okay.
immature man, and we all know this. I just want to hear Jay
I was
say,
willing to just slide right past it,
"No,
but
if you
that's
hear
okay.
something weird, call him out. Like it's okay. That's what we all do here." Anyway, go ahead,
No,
Karen.
but there's just to James' point, like there's a line where Monty, the Robert Pattinson character, is talking to, I can't think of the other character's name, the guy who has a son back home. And he casually says, "Oh yeah, he'd be really old right now, or maybe even dead."
Hmm.
And without taking the time to explain why that is, they just know that we understand that. So yeah, I think that's really great.
What's the best Andre 3000 performance?
Damn it. Um, what are your options?
I mean, there's not a ton. I
Okay.
could talk for 3.5 hours about Andre 3000 if you want to, as a pop culture figure.
Well,
Um,
anytime Outcast plays in the car, we talk
Look,
about
as
Andre
an
3000.
ATLian myself,
That's right.
obviously a massive fan, and I do think he's a very captivating one. Just like guy, just as a figure, he's always had this kind of elusiveness to it. I saw him at a Falcons game one time.
Was he wearing a funny hat?
It was he was not wearing a hat actually.
Okay. All right.
No hat, but that kind of I do feel like kind of the idea that people have of him now is that Key and
I
Peele
was just gonna say
kid.
the Key and Peele coffee sketch.
He's the silly one in Outcast.
Yeah.
He's the one who was like, "Oh, I don't want to continue to do Outcast because I'm so artful and
I think if
whatever." And now he just came out with a flute album, and he's so quirky and interesting. Um, but he has always been to me a good actor.
yeah,
Not in
Mhm.
I
very many good movies.
I think that if Andre 3000 and Wes Anderson got together, I think the quirky
I could see it.
universe would explode. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's just like a really interesting presence.
Yeah. Like
He has
imagine
energy unlike anybody else, basically.
imagine him in the Phoenician scheme. Just think of it. Just for five
And they tried to
seconds.
put him in like Four Brothers, and it's like I don't know
And
who
it's like
this
he
is.
doesn't
He's
want
not bad in it, but you're not supposed to be in.
well, no one's good in that movie.
You're not. Four Brothers is not a bad movie.
It's not good.
It's not great.
It's not
It's also in Revolver, which of course is a perfect film that everyone loves.
oh, the Guy Ritchie film?
Insane
Karen's
movie.
just like, we're not talking about the movie. We're talking about Andre 3000 now because you don't want to.
Well, no, I mean Andre 3000 is in this movie for 5 minutes,
Mhm.
and we love him in it. But
Yeah,
His scenes are
it's a
wonderful.
very good 5 minutes.
That garden is extraordinarily beautiful.
I
Some of
really
the
do think
set
Andre
design.
3000 is a really He's one of those people who doesn't even really have to act to be a captivating person on screen. And I think he kind of has that in this, where his sort of natural aura really bleeds out. And, you know, his, I mean, again, what this movie ends up being is a montage of people killing themselves. And his death is one of the saddest and most poignant of all.
Yeah. Also, I think he's really good in white noise and
I
showing up.
really like White Noise. I think he's really good in Semi Pro.
Really?
Yeah, which is like, that's when they were like, what if Andre 3000 is actually a movie star? And in that movie, I'm like, yeah, he should be in the next Mission Impossible.
He should have been the Henry Cavill part in Fallout, is what you're
I
saying?
don't think that movie is very good,
Okay.
but I think he's great in it.
Okay.
And
Well,
what is his character's name, of course, Ryan?
um, uh, I know this. I know this because I've seen Semi Pro probably way too many times. Oh God, what is it? What is it? Tell me.
Coffee Black.
It's Coffee Black. That's right. It's a really good name. It's a really
It
good
is.
name. Um. Anyway, Karen, thoughts on High Life? Save
Mhm.
this up.
Get us
Save this
back on track.
episode, please.
Well, just on the subject of this is a movie where there's a large section of people just killing themselves or killing each other. I think one of the things that is really, I don't know, kind of at the heart of the story is you have these people who um all were on death row for
Yeah.
some reason or another that are now part of this program and being studied. And um and there's sort of part of the reason that they're chosen is because they're and Pattinson even has this monologue where he talks about how like we were the trash, we were the scum, and just cast aside. And what I think is where this becomes a really interesting character study and a really interesting just look at these people, even the ones that are not in it for very long, is just taking the time to show that these people who are just castaways, the cast-offs, that they are also capable of feeling just this despair, this dread, this endlessness, this hopelessness, and that it really slowly tears them each apart, and that being separated from people has detrimental consequences for every single person, no matter what you think of them, no matter what you think that they do or don't deserve. Um, like ultimately, when it comes down to it, we all have these very basic needs, and obviously, one of those needs is very physical. But I think that the psychological aspects behind the physical and the emotional are really gripping and really beautifully presented.
No, I totally agree with you, Karen, because like it is very fascinating that the test subjects for this crazy thing that Julia Binoche is experimenting on it. She's using these very violent human beings to recreate artificial inseminated life and do it within also the idea of like we could they're still prisoners still on this ship. The ship is leading them to an endless time and space, and the mission is just as she kind of states it, it is to get to this perfect outcome, this perfect result of this child. Which I mean, as I was watching this, I was like, God, that sounds like a Nazi. It sounds like Nurse Ratched meets a Nazi.
Mhm.
She's terrifying in this film, and she's so good because she's the warden of this ship is not her. It's the experiment. It's the pills. It's the mundanity of being trapped here. This is worse than the death penalty because the big victim prodded on and pulled apart in studies and trials. I mean, it is a reflection of how. And I was picking up on just the commentaries of like what we do for animal processing. I mean, we just treat them like cattle. at a certain point. And now it's different with these characters because they are murderers and terrible people. But it does bring into the case of like in America,
But
we
humans nonetheless.
that's exactly the point, is that we have the death penalty, and there are, I'm not one for that. I mean, incarceration,
Also, his was
you
just
know,
manslaughter, right? I don't think he like. I mean, I don't think he
It's
meant to kill the guy,
no, it
but
was
right. Well, and it
he was
happened
a
when he was a
child.
kid.
when he was a
And
kid, yeah.
that's the thing about Monty that I find so fascinating, is that psychologically, I still think, even though there is that violence there, and it's more of a survival instinct at this point, because
Hmm.
when you're in prison and you're trying to survive those conditions, and then you're trying to survive this, and then you're also this, you're not only just being used for every liquid inside of you, but then you're also being, you're a piece of meat by this. You're the perfect specimen, is what she is, what Benocha's sort of laser focused on. Like she's the vessel that really she wants to get this project done from, is from him. And then there is a little bit of that innocence until it has to come out to the rage and the violence as is inside this man that has survived. And then there, him being the sort of custodian at the end of this movie too. It's very fitting that he sadly has to continue to carry on this and clean up the mess of the violence that's surrounded around
It's a
him.
messy ship.
It's very messy ship, but it's a quite sad performance, and it's quite a sad character, because then he also has to be a father, and he has to shield this daughter from the harsh realities of where they're going to end up, which is
Well, it's not like he's shielding her from anything. There's nothing to shield her from. He has to plant the seeds of her entire personality, more or less. Her all of her knowledge
yeah,
has to come from him or the
or the computers.
complementary materials that are on the computer.
Great
And
stuff,
that's
by the
why I think
way.
that line where he's like, how do you even know what that is? We've never that to me is as a dad, I'm just like, oh my God. Like that because when in the world that I exist in, I'm like, I am at the mercy of all of the forces around me, which in and of itself is like seems like an impossible task. But maybe even a more impossible task is if there were no other forces to either aid me or work against me so that I can teach counter to those things that I disagree with. That idea is not just harrowing from a nurturing standpoint, but also from a, you know, is this person leading a worthwhile existence to a certain extent standpoint? And the thoughts that must be crossing your mind in that moment, but also then the selfishness of, well, I have a companion at this point, and you know, et cetera, et cetera. It's a very powerful thing to think of from the perspective of a parent.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the trial itself? And Jay, you haven't mentioned Julia Binoche yet and her character, and
Juliette Binoche, pretty.
yeah, is that it?
Any,
Is that all you're going to give
I'll
us?
start there.
Okay, you'll start there. I'm glad you started there. No, talk about her.
No, I mean I think she's wonderful in this film. She's definitely doing the Claire Denis version of Nurse Ratched, um, which is the most perverse version of that possible. She, I think, does have a. I think more than anything, this wonderful sense of self-loathing to her that she's taking out on everyone else on the ship. But it also is sort of reminiscent of Let the Sunshine In a tad, where it is like that sense of self-loathing to a certain extent and insecurity about her place in the world, or in this instant the universe, does come from this idea that she is expiring. In her mind, she is so obsessed with procreation that she views, she wants to have sex with someone just so that she can transplant the sperm into another woman to procreate. That seems to be something that Claire Denis is becoming increasingly interested in as she ages herself. And I think that is sort of the driving force of Dibs Dr. Dibbs over the course of this film, and she is someone who is just as sexually violent as the worst actors um, in the movie that aren't her, but she's just doing it by upping the sedative in the water supply of the ship so that she can, you know, rape them and try to transplant the sperm to create a new human being. So it's sort of like in her mind, everything that she is doing and just is justifiable in the eyes of some sort of faux progress. But it does feel like it is deep down due to some other sense of insecurity that she possesses.
Karen?
What I think is, first of all, I agree with what Jay just said. What I think is really interesting about this character of Dibs is the fact that she's a woman. And if you had a similar character where it's this person that's in charge of these prisoners and has sort of this scientific experimentation that they're trying to do, but that character's a man, um, he gets treated as he's a monster, he's evil, he must be stopped, which is also true of her, but because this is a female character, there's much more of an interest in looking at what is going on psychologically with her and why a woman would be driven to do some of these
Mhm.
things instead of just dismissing her as monstrous.
Yeah. I think that literally has to do with the physical act itself. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that, but I think that
And
is a big
she is
component of
also a
it.
monster. That's the thing. She is.
Yeah.
But because it's a woman, we go, well, let's look at her, what's going on in her mind and what experiences drove her to become this. And
Yes.
not in a way of excusing her, but we just have kind of this need to explain her.
Well, it's also, I mean, she is this person that is so succumbed to her own project, and you see
Mhm.
this throughout so many experiment, like in just in sci-fi in general, but really in the idea of that she is trying to create pure life through using the most I would say probably not the
Well, that's how
best
it
types,
starts, and then it just becomes her, wanting
but
power
when they
and
keep,
control.
yeah, exactly. And so, but there's failure involved with it and the human error and the human aspect of this. And it is funny how it does work once she succumbs to her more manipulative, power hungry, dangerous side of herself when she does these horrific acts that even these prisoners have been put into prison for. And these prisoners become her subjects, like they become her torture subjects in a lot of ways. And that she had, and so she's wielding power in a way that's much different than you see in a lot of films like this before. And then I've not seen a character like this, and yet you can under your. I don't necessarily think I'm on her side at all throughout this. I mean, she's literally giving them pills. She's upping doses. We don't know what's in this stuff. We don't know what this trial is. Her intentions might seem from a genuine place of scientific discovery, but they ultimately are. It's a blending of it is the institutions that we put in trust of our our most violent. Are they not as more inhumane as the inhumane people that they are holding? It's a very interesting thing that this movie has and sort of is dealing with in about these people that have done horrible things in their past and they're living life sentences. And is there ever anything about, I mean, some of them definitely do not deserve forgiveness, but definitely the majority of them do not deserve to be treated like this. And how we treat human beings on the whole when they've committed one one small act or one misstep or one mistake or whatever the case may be, regardless of how big or small. I mean, our incarceration systems are terrible enough as it is in our country, let alone around the world, and injustices are done. but then the inhumane practices that we do along the way. Like if you're an outsider looking in, if you're literally in a spaceship floating over our planet, right? And you come and you look at how we treat people and how prison systems are run and how the death penalty exists in this country. It's are we any better? And I think that in a lot of ways this trial that she's doing in this character is like you're not supposed to really root for these people, but yet is she any better? Is a person like this any better than the people that are doing these violent acts? And then when she starts manipulating them with every single conversation or every act that she's doing and driving them back to their animalistic instincts, she's causing this violence. And so it's a fascinating thing of when also, well, of course there are, people say, oh, of course they're violent criminals, they should be locked up. It's like, yeah, but there's a lack of empathy for so many people that go and they go to their boards. And I was thinking a lot of the scene. I was thinking of a different movie when I was watching some of the stuff in this movie. And I know this is going to sound weird, but because they're completely, totally different movies. But I was thinking back to when I was watching this movie. I was thinking back to the line that hit me in the gut when I watched Sing Sing, which is that line when Coleman Domingo's at the parole hearing, and they're talking about like the acting program and what it's done to rehabilitate him and to rehabilitate the men of this prison. And then the woman asks him, well, how do I know you're not acting right now? And how truly horrific and nasty a question like that is, and just how heartbreaking that is for Coleman Domingo in that scene. And then I was thinking about just about like how, if you want to just take this at a face value as like a sci-fi thriller about this, mad scientist that got awry, taking it out on these people in space. Yes, but then it's also like these people are violent. They've done terrible things. They're going to do terrible things to each other, but are they not being done through a system that is just as dangerous as the crimes that they've committed?
See, and this is why art is great, because I didn't think about the American justice system one time over the course of watching this movie. I view this as a much
it's not just about the American justice system.
Whatever. I know what you're saying. I just view this as a much more metaphysical.
I was thinking about that a lot.
Of human impulse and sort of how humans react in isolation, especially.
Yeah, but she's poking the stick at them the whole time.
No, for sure. But I view that more as an implication of the fact that they are now hurtling towards their almost definite death, rather than the fact that how they got put there in the first place.
Yeah, they don't have a round trip ticket on this.
Yeah,
no.
Well, and for me, I think it was somewhere in between. Like I definitely was thinking about the prison, the justice system, but I was looking at this in trying to kind of unpack what sort of world they came from, because I don't feel like it was one that is what we're currently living in. I think it's some other version of it. And so I was looking at it as like, okay, so these people are all on death row. Even if you accept and believe in the death penalty, do all of these people deserve to have the death penalty? For example, Robert Pattinson's character, he killed somebody as a child, and that wasn't first degree murder. That was manslaughter, and he's on death row.
Kind of post-apocalyptic,
right? And so,
oh my God.
Yeah, and so what I'm looking at in terms of where they're at, what's happening with them, the sociological implications of this. It's like what does the world look like that they came from? That it just makes sense that you would put this group of people on a ship, that there'd be funding for that and support for that, and nobody would be saying, hey, that's a human rights violation. It's like, yeah, just load them up and send them on their way. And so I found myself really spending a lot of time thinking about what would happen on Earth and what kinds of things have to happen to make people just really not care. And I know we see some of that happening, but it's not widespread enough that we would go down this road yet, thankfully.
Yeah.
Hopefully
No, I
we
mean
never get there.
well, and it is. I mean, unfortunately, in the world that we currently live in, due process is becoming less and
Hmm.
less of a relevant thing,
Hmm.
which is very troubling. But I think this film, and it might be as much a product of the budget as anything else, but the world that Robert Pattinson's character grew up in the movie is our world. It just looks
Yeah,
exactly like the world in which we exist,
it
and
does. Hmm.
I don't think that's an accident, and I don't think it is entirely because of a lower budget. I think it is just to say like, hey, just so you know, hypothetically, I want you to put yourselves in the mindset of this happened in the world that you currently exist in and now has evolved into this complete dystopian nightmare that you are now seeing hurtling through space towards a black hole.
Yeah. No, no, I totally agree. It's such a fascinating movie. Jane, you want to talk about it? You know.
Are we going to talk about the sex box?
Yeah. You want to talk about it, buddy?
I mean, what is there to talk about? Would you like me to talk about the practical
Sure. The way it's
reality
shot.
of the sex box?
Yeah.
First
Just
thing
the
I thought
idea of it.
of, first thing I thought of when they revealed it this time was Burn After Reading.
You just thought of
Um,
George Clooney in the basement?
I am sort of trying to figure out. You know what? I'm not even going to go there.
What? No, what? Say it. Come on.
No, no, nope, nope. What are your thoughts on the sex box, Ryan?
I think it's a wildly fascinating, provocative, um, interesting place of actual freedom and 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 rather unjudgment from anyone around them. It's the one place where they can actually desire what they want and do what they need to do, and there's no one poking or prodding. And I mean, even in
I
the
would say the
case of
existence of the sex box is a way to trick them into thinking that they have any level of freedom
exactly,
on
but
it.
then you watch what Juliette Binoche does.
Her back
Okay,
is
see,
so muscular.
okay, see,
It's true.
sure. You're like, I don't want to talk about it, and then you make a comment like that. I mean,
It's
it's
right
hard not.
there.
I mean, but I do think that there is the. I think you're right, Jay. Is sort of as the movie goes on, you realize that freedom is is very much a facade. But for her, it's different. I think it's a place where she can. It's almost like she's harnessing her
She, I
powers.
believe, is the only woman we see walk into the
Yes,
sex box.
I believe so. The men are the only ones that are really using it, and think of the idea of it being able to self. Like you can use it's like a washing machine. I think that that's a very fascinating feature of the
The
box itself.
residue
Yeah.
of the room is very off-putting. I will say that.
But it's I no I find it to be honestly a place where like she's harnessing her power, so she's coming up with the idea. I mean, like it's she's almost going to another plane in existence, even though that clearly we know what she's
I would say
in
she's
there.
fetishizing.
Yeah,
Fetishizing.
Fetishes. Yeah. How do you say that?
fetishization. I don't know.
the
Fetishization. Yeah.
she's fetishizing the fluid output of the act in a way that is very cinematically engaging and hard to talk about on podcasts.
Karen, your thoughts on the box?
It feels like exactly what people who are sent into space and told you're not allowed to have sex with each other would come up with
But
as a
here's
way
a
to,
place
as an outlet.
to let out some steam,
Hmm.
literally. You know what I mean?
Because people do need that.
George Clooney made it.
Oh my
I love you, baby.
god. No, it totally does. It totally feels like someone. Can you imagine like? Can you imagine like the what do you call it? Like the um. It's very funny. Karen's Alexa just went off.
It
Like,
did. It's reminding me to take out the trash,
oh,
actually.
okay. You sure it didn't have thoughts on the box?
It probably does.
It
Should I
probably
ask
does.
her?
That is my cousin. But anyway, no, it's actually just lost my train of thought. It's so funny, Karen, that that happened right now in the middle of the show. You got to keep it in. Oh my God.
Sorry
It's
about that.
no, it's good. It's fine. It's fine. This is why we do what we do here. But no, I do feel that like Karen, you mentioned like this is exactly what a corporation, a stupid, evil, fertility forward, kind of thinking only in that
They
level of
never go there
success.
though. We never hear about the Wayland Yutani
No,
of High Life.
you don't think
Mm-mm.
that really Scott's interested in making an expansion story about all that?
High Life alien crossover. Well, the funny thing about that is they sort of tease that with
They
the
do.
ship number 9 coming, and then all it is a reminder of his, you know,
Yeah,
murder.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Which is terrible. Yeah,
It's like a nightmare.
those are
It
terrible.
does slowly become more and more just Robert Pattinson's
Have we
nightmare.
only had like
Yeah.
when was the last good Alien movie?
I mean, it's probably been some
Jay, you
since.
like Prometheus though,
Well, there's been
right?
a better one since then.
You like Covenant?
Well, I do like Covenant more than Prometheus.
Did you like Romulus?
That's funny because
I still haven't
Covenant made
seen
me
Romulus.
retroactively feel better about Prometheus.
Oh, okay. Ooh, interesting.
Romulus, I thought was actually pretty fun.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it was great, but I was
I mean,
entertained by it. I
Arrival.
enjoyed watching it.
No, I was just talking about in the Aliens
Oh, in the Alien
universe. I
franchise.
was, well, I mean, sure, if you want to just use Alien movie, yeah, Arrival's pretty
Well, I thought
good.
that's what you were talking about. I
Well,
like
okay. Well, actually, go broad with it now. Is Arrival the last good Alien movie that we've had?
um I mean, I think Arrival is like a maybe masterpiece. So
Okay. Karen, it's the last good Alien movie
Mm,
we had. Space movie,
that's a good question.
when did Under the Skin
Um,
come out?
2014. All right about that?
and Arrival was 2016.
2015? Yeah.
I mean, Nope.
Nope
Nope.
counts. Nope
Nope is pretty
counts.
great.
I think that's a movie that unites most of the team here is Nope. Everybody loves Nope. You can't not like Nope. Nope's a pretty perfect
Yeah.
movie, right, Jay? That's your favorite.
Love Nope, one of my favorites of the decade. People like the new Predator movie, right? I haven't seen it.
Badlands?
People like it.
Okay, I enjoyed Begonia.
Oh, that's right. You like Begonia.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jay, you haven't seen Begonia yet, have you?
Superman's
No,
about an alien.
That's
Superman
fair.
is
Okay.
about it's an
An
immigrant story.
alien. It's an immigrant story. Also a movie about Israel and
Elio is
Palestine.
bad.
Elio's not
Um,
very good.
of course,
Um,
Dune,
well,
Rebel Moon, one
does,
and two.
does Dune really count? I don't think Dune
No,
really
Dune is more like
counts.
a space movie than an alien movie.
That's a.
Oh, we can't forget about Moonfall.
Oh, Karen. God damn it. I expect that from him. I don't expect that from you.
Oh my gosh. I have one of my tutors is like he wants to go into astrophysics
Hmm.
and I gave him a list of movies to watch and I put Moonfall on there. I was kind of trolling him a little bit.
We got a new
Wild Robot count?
Spielberg alien movie coming out though, right?
We do. The UFO movie from Spielberg comes out next year with Emily Blunt, Coleman Domingo, and Josh O'Connor.
That's got to be my most anticipated of the year,
Is that your? Are you sure?
off the top of my head.
Well, I would assume
I
Karen.
mean,
Is that
when's the
gonna be
Malik
higher?
Jesus movie coming out?
If the Malik Jesus movie comes out next
It's
year,
my
it
number
can.
one.
That's your number one.
Yeah.
If it takes another 5 years for it to be edited, then it's the Spielberg movie.
First instinct, yes.
Okay, I agree with you. That's my number. I've been very Fableman pilled, so now I'm like back into like, give me Spielberg. Only he can make a movie
So
like this.
here's a question. Which is a more how do I want to ask this? Which is a
Ooh,
more visceral animals in space experience, like kind of jump scare?
okay.
This one or Ad Astra.
Oh, this is a great question. By the way, Ad Astra, good space movie too.
Love
That's a
Ad Astra.
fantastic movie.
That's
Dad
that
Astra.
movie rules. They
So
had a
good.
Up there.
they have a fight chase on a moon.
Hmm.
They do. There's
Jay,
also
you
an Applebee's on the moon.
Jay, answer that.
I mean, the Ad Astra animal sequence is definitely more explicitly thrilling.
Yeah.
The scene in High Life is a little more disturbing in
It's
nature.
terrifying. It's terrifying.
So I guess it sort of depends on your
Kind of fits with the theme
on
here
your
of
palate.
these animals eating each other to survive.
I
Yeah.
would say the scene that I was more enthralled by was probably the monkey scene in Ad Astra.
God, man,
But
that's so
it's
good.
It was so
definitely
shocking to me.
it's definitely more like it's CGI.
Hmm.
So that has to be taken into consideration. But it
True.
was very, very, very shocking.
Do you is that Astra James Gray's best?
No.
That's the Lost City of Z, right?
Lost City, excuse me, Ron, Lost City of Zed.
Zed. Well, Z's on the thing. All right, now you're
What are
just
you, Canadian?
Karen, do you like James Gray?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
All right. Cool.
on.
We don't need anything else. Nope. We're just gonna move on. We're not gonna say anything there. Well, James Gray, known famously for his great speech about how studios should make movies and make some movies that fail because God forbid that's what you're supposed to do. Always loved. I honestly, he made those comments. I thought they were great comments.
I
a
didn't
couple
love
years ago.
Armageddon Time.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of.
Oh, that was bad.
I like Jeremy Strong in that movie was bad. I did like Hopkins though. I thought Hopkins just was playing Hopkins. At that point, he's playing just a good grandpa. How can you be a
Hopkins,
good grandpa?
87, about to be 88.
He's killing it. Did you hear about
Old
like that whole
Tony.
memoir that he has out there? He was getting interviewed by the New York Times, and they asked him about like because like he's estranged from his daughter, and and they asked him about it, and he's like, "I'm not going to answer that question." And they're like, "Well, it's part of your book," um, and
Wow.
so he didn't want to answer it. But
Forgot to
then
meet a friend for dinner.
the guy wanted to talk to him about it because he's estranged from his family. He's like, I'm sorry if I'm going to ask this, but I'm going to ask this in a way. And so the guy made it about himself first and then asked it. And then Hopkins was like willing to partake in a conversation about the subject as a whole. It was a very fascinating way to have a conversation about a very uncomfortable subject. In a subject that usually is not talked about a lot. So, but Hopkins is killing it. I mean, he's got that Oscar from a couple of years ago that he totally deserved. And
You did.
he did, and he's doing whatever he wants. He's making a movie every now and then, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. You know who's not making any movies anymore? Just thinking about Ad Astra real quick. Tommy Lee Jones. It's kind of like semi-retired now, isn't he?
Well, he made, what was the movie with Jamie Foxx?
The movie with Jamie Foxx.
The Lawyer movie with Jamie Foxx. It was on.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. What is that?
That
Which
was
is a
it.
good movie.
That was a good movie. Oh,
Oh,
my
what was
God.
that?
Shit. What was that
And that
called?
It was
movie
about like he had the funeral home,
was
right?
called
What was it called?
The
Everybody
Burial.
else? The Burial. That's right.
I
'Cause
thought
it
that was a pretty
Right.
good movie with two outstanding performances at the center.
He was also in Ad Astra, by the way.
Well, yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
was saying like,
that was the genesis of bringing him up. That would be pretty weird if Ryan was just like, by the way, I've been thinking about this recently.
I was saying that
Or
for the
maybe if he was talking about Anthony Hopkins, old white guys.
listener.
What's going on? He is apparently going to be in a movie with James Franco coming up, so things are going great.
Oh, awesome.
Wonderful. James Franco.
Because we all asked for that.
And it was on the top of Karen's Christmas list. Jay, you
It
brought her
doesn't
up.
have a release date at all.
Jay, you brought her up earlier, but like this was kind of the beginning of the Mia Gothescence. Like she really.
Well, I mean, I remember seeing Mia Goth for the first time in a movie, which was in A Cure for Wellness.
Oh yes.
and just being like, I don't know who this person is, but I expect to see this person in movies for the next 30 years. This is an incredibly striking presence on a screen.
She has
Um,
played this version of a character now 14 times. It feels like though.
basically,
I mean, she's pretty. You know what? She's really bad in this year. I just gotta say it out loud. Finally,
Frankenstein.
she's really bad in that movie,
Well,
guys.
most
It's a
people are bad in Frankenstein.
well, okay. That's
I
a little.
really liked Frankenstein, but I agree with you
Yeah, she's
that
just.
she's not good.
It's just poorly written. It's
Hmm.
really poorly written,
That
and I
is entire. I don't even know that it's poorly written, which it might be as well. But she is not the right person to play that part.
no,
No,
she's
she's
not.
not.
Not even close. I don't even know who is the right person to play that role.
Well,
Who's
it's hard to
Sydney,
say because it's a
Sydney Sweeney?
very different version from the book.
Right, Jay?
No, I mean it's got to be just like a really kind of hard-edged badass. Uh, I would
Hmm.
say because that's what they're going for. There is a. I'm
We
trying to
just
think
have a
about
shortage on that right now. It feels like.
what is Mia Goth's type like.
No, just cast the character. We don't need to put a Mia Goth adjacent person because then you're
No, no,
just
no, no.
getting.
But I'm saying, what is it about Mia Goth that makes her wrong for that role?
I think it. Mm,
She can't really, in my opinion, give off true.
the thing about Mia Goth,
All right, I'm gonna
I'm
say I'm gonna be mean. I'm gonna say that she's not very good at giving off competent energy.
competent.
I don't think she's great at giving off this idea that she has any sort of
Like she's the smartest person in the room.
expertise.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. I was just gonna say, like, I
she has an innate naivete that I think she could not overcome in that
I
role.
think the character's too proper, and she works better as an actress with more of a louder,
She
chaotic
does have
nature
such
to
a,
her.
I mean, I know exactly what they were thinking. She looks like a gothic illustration.
Yes.
Well, and I think the naivete part is sort of what they were going for because she's more drawn to the creature. She's not drawn to Victor, who totally
Yeah.
is in love with her. And if she were a more, you know, if she was more intelligent, if she was more you know, worldly in that way, she probably wouldn't be so interested in the creature. She'd probably would be more like naturally more afraid of him instead of being drawn to him. And so I think that that's what they're going for. But I agree that I think Mia Goth specifically just works better when she's less constrained. And I think that's what
That's
makes her
true.
not work in this role.
She might not work in like a real
And also, just the
costumey, formal
Mhm.
environment.
character is only in service of those two men. There's
She's so
nothing
lucky her last name is Goth.
I
you
think that's the real problem is
yeah.
the way that the character is written. Because as I just said that, I'm thinking, well, she was in Emma and she was delightful in
Yeah.
that. So
Oh, hold
I
on.
don't, I don't.
I'm looking up something here. Oh, the movie's bad in general, and it's not surprising that she's bad in it. Interesting. Okay. All right.
Jay,
I know I'm in the minority on this episode.
you've got to like calm down with your takes as like everything sounds like the worst movie that is made
I
this
think that
year.
movie is pretty darn bad. I
I
must
think there are a
admit.
lot of people
But
that would disagree with you on that.
One
there
of
are a
my
lot of people that agree
friends,
with me, though.
one of my
Yeah.
very good friends, he watched it because I was so excited about it, and he came in to work the next day, and he was just like, "So," he's very much with you, Jay.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you
that
this
that
is
movie,
that
And
in my
he
opinion, is
loves
not
Frankenstein.
very
He's an English
successful.
teacher. He's taught it in his classes. He's very knowledgeable
I have
about it.
not
And he's like,
read
this
the
isn't
book.
good.
It is my understanding that despite very clearly having a reverence for the novel, also plays fairly fast and loose with it in some
Yes,
regards.
yes.
that is
It
So
is
very
I
it
true.
can't I
is
can't speak to that element.
it is trying to be his version of it.
But I mean, I
And
think that's what the beauty of adaptation.
yes.
I
No,
will
no,
say, I
yeah.
think the most offensive thing about the movie is that it ends with the Lord Byron quote.
Yeah. That's Not smart. I think that
I mean, for me, as somebody who hasn't read the book, the thing that threw me for a loop is I was like, man, Frankenstein is very eloquent. What's going on with that? And then it was like, oh, that's like the whole book. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
okay, cool.
Hmm.
Well, I do think that to answer your point, who could have just played the role? I mean, he could have cost Mia Wasikowska again to play this role, and she would have knocked it out of the park. Because it's, I mean, she's also just, I think, a better actress in my opinion than Mia Goth, but that's just me.
Mia Goth is an undeniably striking presence.
Yeah.
Striking how from her performance?
Aesthetically, certainly. She has the biggest eyes on earth.
Well, and I think that she definitely has her talents, and when she finds the right role and the right director, some
Yeah,
really cool things happen. I thought she was so much fun in X and Pearl.
Pearl.
Um,
Yeah,
felt less enthusiastic about Maxine.
I
Yeah,
think
not as
she.
into
For
Maxine.
some people, they really love her in like Infinity Pool
I don't even think I like any of those
movies.
Ty West movies, but
Hmm.
I am like Pearl,
Pearl's the
like
one where you just
nominator for
go,
an Oscar revelation.
yeah, like Pearl's the one
Unbelievable work you're doing.
you watch that movie and she's that monologue she has at the end
Hmm.
where she's at the kitchen table and you're just like, oh, okay, so if this was directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, this would be an Oscar nominated performance and we wouldn't, or, somebody else, but it's Ty
She's just a
Weston in a
very
horror movie.
specific kind of performer.
Yeah,
It's to
I liked her in
Karen.
Suspiria.
Yes, she's, well, yeah,
Great in Suspiria.
that's
But
a
again,
great
that's like
movie.
another,
Hmm.
you know, ingenue.
Karen,
Hmm.
did you, speaking of Suspiria, did you watch After the Hunt?
Yes.
What'd you think of that?
I watched After the Hunt. Yes.
She's in the
Oh man,
Odyssey.
that's not good.
No, it's bad, isn't it?
It is not good.
I was very
Yeah.
funny. So I was watching the Actors on Actors with um, Julia Roberts and Sean Penn, which I
Hmm.
found to be a very entertaining
Very
episode.
odd energy.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. It was very chaotic in a fun way.
Yeah. Sean
But
Penn's a weird guy, man.
you could tell Sean Penn did not like that movie at all and just didn't want to actually talk about it uh, and get specific with her. But you could tell he's like, I have thoughts on this and none of them are good. And
Why
that's
don't we
kind
talk about your other stuff though? Like, what's going on with you?
that's what he really did. He was just like, why don't we just talk about like when you used to come over to my mom's house when you were young? And I'm like, and hang out with my brother. And I'm just like, you're there to talk about your movies, guys. Like,
Aw,
it's,
Chris Sarandon.
it is very funny to me.
Mia Goth will be in
I mean, Kristen.
the Odyssey. So,
That's the wrong word.
oh,
Karen, how you feeling about the Odyssey?
oh no.
It's
Oh,
gonna
Karen.
exist.
Karen.
I knew Karen would throw some cold water on the
She would
Odyssey.
throw a cold war.
I have
Karen.
it's Christopher Nolan, so I'm sure it's going to be very, very well made.
Okay. What do you think about Narnia?
Competent. Put it on the poster.
What do I think about what?
Narnia. Where are your confidence on that?
I don't know why we're doing this again.
But if anyone could get it, it's Greta.
Sure.
Okay. I
Yeah.
told
I mean, I think that will also be a well-made movie, but
yeah. I told Jay I was nervous about it because I watched Ellen McKay and Emma Mackey.
mm,
She's gonna play the White Witch. She does not have that. She doesn't have it. It was bad.
I
That
think
was a
that's
bad
such
movie.
a weird choice.
Yes. It's not the first. Mia Goth should have played that character. Now
Anne
that's
Hathaway is going to have a big year.
because she's in the Odyssey. I was like, what in the hell
And
did
Double
Anne
X brought it
Hathaway
too.
fucking come out of nowhere?
It's
Anne
gonna be a big
Hathaway.
year for old Anne,
Anne Hathaway, very important person.
and I'm here for it.
Yeah, because she's an important person.
Oh my God, she has
She's 4 movies.
5 movies set scheduled to come out next
So
year.
she's got Mother Mary.
Yep,
She's got, which I have a feeling I'm going to be seeing that soon. Seems like
Prada 2.
Prada 2, which is going to make a
Odyssey.
crap ton of money. Prada 2 is going to make so much money.
Oh my God, I forgot She's in the new David Robert Mitchell movie. I am in love with Anne Hathaway. She is the best.
Isn't she also in that Josh Hartnett Colleen Hoover movie that's coming out?
Oh God, there's
Uh,
another one.
Oh yeah, more lawsuits.
Josh Hart. I'm not seeing a Josh Hartnett.
Is it like Eternity or it's like it's
Eternity was the A24
Verity.
movie.
Verity. That's what it's called. Verity. That is a Colleen Hoover
Not
book.
Josh.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, Josh Hartnett, Dakota Johnson, Anne
Jo-
Hathaway, and Josh Hartnett.
Sounds like a good cast.
Can I pay Colleen Hoover to stop writing books so that
What does
they
she do to
stop
you?
making them into movies?
Are her books bad?
So
I've
what
never
are
read
the,
one of her books.
What are the Colleen Hoover movies that we've gotten?
Well, it's the Justin
Ends With Us.
Baldoni. Yeah, it ends with us, and that's it.
No,
there
there is
Regretting
the
You.
other one that just came
Regretting
out.
You.
There was
Okay.
the
Yeah.
one on Netflix too.
Which one?
I think with Anne Hathaway. What was that?
Oh,
called?
was that hers?
I'm pretty sure.
Wait, The Idea of You?
Yeah. Wasn't that
No.
Colleen Hoover?
No, I don't think so.
It ends with us and regretting you. There's one in 2017 that looks like it was nothing.
Okay. Who
But
wrote
yes,
The
those are the
Idea?
only two. Regretting you and it ends with us so far.
Okay.
Next year we're getting a double dip.
We're getting a double dip.
We're getting reminders of him,
Oh, who's in that one?
Micah Monroe,
Oh,
and Tyreek
Yeah.
Withers.
I've been seeing that trailer so many times and I'm just like so over it.
Micah
Directed
Monroe,
by-
someone that could have probably been the Mia Goth character in Frankenstein.
Directed by a person, and
I don't know.
What person, Jay?
Vanessa Caswell.
This is Vanessa Caswell. Sorry to
Exactly.
Vanessa Caswell, who
Exactly.
listens to this show every week. It seems
And then
like.
Verity, which is directed by Michael Showalter of all people.
Oh my God! Enough with the Michael Showalter of it all. For God fucking sake! He made that.
You didn't love those Eyes of Tammy Faye?
You didn't fucking love he did The Idea of You with Anne Hathaway.
He did.
He did the fucking movie with Michelle Pfeiffer where she and the Christmas movie that just came out. And that looked
what
like
fun.
which looks like absolute dog shit. Like
Seeing that got nominated for 7 Golden Globes earlier today.
it just he's such a I don't
Actually, I might watch that movie.
you're gonna really watch that?
It's on
There's
Amazon. I might
so
watch
much
it.
cinema you could watch, and that's what you're gonna watch.
Love Michelle Pfeiffer though.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I kind of want to
I love her too, but
I like that it's not called Oh What Fun. It's called
Oh.
What Fun.
Oh, period. What period? Fun period.
Jay, have you
Like,
seen
that's
It Was Just an
so
Accident?
clever.
Have I seen what?
It Was Just an Accident.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just trying to see if there was like a movie you hadn't watched this year yet.
No,
I
I've
do
seen
need to watch that one still.
I've seen It Was an Accident. So now it's time to go to Oh, What Fun.
All right. Okay. That'd
I
probably
do
be
need to watch It Was Just an Accident. I haven't seen that yet.
Why doesn't
seen that
Michelle
one yet?
Pfeiffer have an Oscar?
She should have one.
There's
She should have 2.
Oh, what are the two, Karen?
I don't know. I just said that.
Oh, okay.
she should have 2.
She should
I
have just
agree.
give her two. You know, Sean Penn's not using those two. Just give Sean Penn's Oscars to her. And keeping her in her house.
Tell you what, she has a J Academy Award
Oh God. For what fucking category?
for being a cutie.
Oh, for God's sakes. We're not doing that here. Jay, you know how there's sexiest man of the year? You should do most important person of the year. That's
Most
what we should.
important person of
We
the
should
year.
do that on the show. We should at the end of the year, most important person of the
We
year.
definitely shouldn't do that.
For us. I think the listeners are like it. I don't think anybody's going to get mad at us for that.
I don't know. Who knows?
Karen, is the most important person of the year for you again Tom Cruise for the 30th year running?
I mean, always. Yeah.
Okay. Who's the
Always
new
there.
important person for you?
I just almost said Katharine Hepburn. I don't know why. I was looking at a screen and she was there. Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett. That's
Yeah.
correct. Jay, Kate Blanchett, important person?
I mean, Kate Blanchett, undeniably important person. I'm trying
Yeah.
to think of like who has made great strides in importance this year, and I'm not
See,
sure there's
this is
really
how
been
we can do it because it doesn't come off that bad if you're just saying
a
it.
burgeoning
Now
important
you're just
person
making it
this
worse.
year.
See, when he does the commentary, he makes it sound worse than it is.
Um, I
Um,
don't know. I'd have to put some thought into it.
I think
I mean, it might be Rebecca Ferguson's award for the sixth year in a row.
she's
Also,
really. Oh, I'm sorry, Karen.
no, go ahead.
No, no, go ahead.
I
You're a
was just
guest.
gonna say, I also find Patrick Wilson to be very important.
Patty W. Great
I met
in
him this
Jay
year.
Kelly.
Nice.
I met him this year at Telluride, and I can confirm that is a
Awesome.
gorgeous
I
looking
met
man.
him in 2006.
So you're
He
just
was on Broadway.
post Phantom.
Hmm.
And you know what, Karen? He looks exactly the same
He really
now.
does. It's amazing.
He's made a deal with the Conjuring
I'll
Devil
tell
for
you.
that
I'll
one.
tell you just who gets an award for continued achievement in being important.
Okay.
Laura Dern is still hidden.
Yeah? You think so?
Laura Dern and Jay Kelly.
You know, Jay, she's had a really rough year, so for her to win this award, I think that that's really I think that that's really high of you for you to
She
do
has
that.
had a hard year. That's true.
Yeah, she's had
And
a. I
Laura,
mean,
if
she
you're
lost her.
listening,
You're important.
we'd love to have you on
Yes, yes, we would.
for our Ron Howard series.
Okay, so question. After we're finished tonight, should I watch Jay Kelly or It Was Just an Accident?
Oh, two
Oh, I mean, It Was
totally.
Just an Accident is a better movie, but
Yeah,
you
Okay.
kind of gotta. That's when you really gotta strap in for.
yeah. You
It
got
is. It
to.
is a traditionally fun movie, but Jay Kelly is kind of like
And
fun.
he's talking about it was just an action, traditionally a fun movie, like with that, and everything going on with Jafar Panahi, just a gaggle
It
of
was. It
laughs.
was just an accident. Is a movie. It is a very watchable movie.
What the fuck are you talking about? You making it sound like it's a 2.5 star movie. It's an incredibly.
No, 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 no. I'm saying it's not like watching, you know, Schindler's List.
No,
Although
it's
the thing
not
about
hard like that.
Schindler's List is also a really
But
watchable movie.
I think it's very gripping, and
It is very gripping.
but also
It doesn't feel
there
like
is humor
homework.
to it, and it is a. Jay is absolutely right. It is a wonderful film, Karen. I think that if you're looking for something a little bit more lighter, you would go with Jay Kelly. That's more of a breezy film. It's also longer, so if that plays into a factor. But It Was Just an
Mhm.
Accident is the way better movie, and I really want to watch it again. I haven't seen it in a while, and I
It
really do
was
want to watch it again.
alarming. Jay Kelly was the first time that I really have been like,
No Baumbach?
oh, Clooney's looking older.
Yeah, he looks. You mean like the scenes where they actually have to do makeup on him to make him not look old?
I mean, he's not hiding it by any stretch. But
I
I
don't
mean,
think he's
truly,
been hiding it
I
on the
mean, I
press tour
remember.
either.
No, no. I mean, I remember seeing Denzel. I can't remember which movie it was specifically where I was like, oh, Denzel's looking older,
You
and
mean
that
like
is
highest to lowest this year?
no. It
No,
was
there was one before that.
before
What was
that,
it?
but
Gladiator?
I don't remember which one it was. But whatever it was really a like, oh, that probably means I look older too. That sucks.
No, Jay, you look exactly the same.
Yeah,
You look like David Cornsweat.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
That's why I like
High
Superman.
Life before we wrap this thing up. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Karen?
Um, I mean, I feel like I said it all.
Okay. Okay.
I find this to be such a fascinating movie, and I think anybody who is really serious about wanting to study film and understand the nuances of crafting a film that can have so many big ideas in such a closed space, um, and be about so many things and really just about one thing at the same time. I think it's a really fascinating um example of that, and yeah, I think people should watch it.
J Dog? Thoughts on High Life? Last thoughts on the series on a whole, buddy.
Yeah, I guess this
This
is
is
the end
it.
of the
It's the end of the road.
era. So I think kind of along the same lines of Denis not wanting to kind of explain the science of the movie. There are also a lot of moments where you see people's scars or sort of implied histories that they don't go into at all. And that,
Right.
again, is another thing that I really appreciate about just trusting the audience to not even there's nothing to understand there, but it is an extra layer to interpret. And I think if you ask Claire Denis, like, and I think we talked about this last week, Ryan, where it's like,
Yeah.
can you explain minute by minute what this movie is about? I think she would probably say, no, not really. But it came to me, and this is sort of what came out. And I think she said as much in interviews. And this was a film that had been bubbling for about 15 years by the time it was actually made. I think it's interesting that she said her vision, the reason it's in English is because she can't imagine people in space speaking French. It just feels like everyone in space speaks English, whether that's cinematic or, historical as far as the space race or, her life, whatever it may be. I thought that was sort of an interesting interpretation, especially considering this is her first English language movie. It is a really this movie really gets a rise out of me. It's one that really kind of gets under my skin in a lot of ways, and especially now that I have a kid. The we are in the year of 2025 has very much been the year of horror movies about raising children,
Yes.
and
Or losing children.
a
Yeah.
lot, yes, yeah, a lot of this movie has that same energy, and it is an energy that will pretty much always work for me if this year is any indication. So, really like this film. Claire Denis is making it in ways that no one else would, and salute.
Absolutely. My final thought was actually going to be exactly what you said, Jay, which is about the scars. I mean, like, as sort of provocative and titillating or downright mystifying the sex box scene is with Juliette Binoche, you see that there is these scars on her, and you see it throughout most of these characters, and that
There's a
these are
C-section
damaged.
scar on. There's very explicitly a surgical C-section scar on her, and then something more that we
Yes.
don't know what it is. It's much
Uh,
more violent, uh, a wound that did not, solve itself
no,
as
she's
cleanly as the C-section scar.
yeah, and she's gone through clearly this painful loss, and she is using that loss of a child in a destructive manner that is with this entire trial, and she's trying to get back obsessively to that moment of being able to have what we all would have, which is if you have children, the most perfect thing on earth is the baby that you're
I
holding
mean, at
in
one
your
point she
arms.
says, I can't kill myself, so instead I've devoted myself to this work.
Exactly. And so so I find that to be extremely painful, because then it's like someone's pain now is being transferred into these inmates in completely
At the
horrific manner,
expense of, yeah, everybody
at the
else.
expense of not being able to accept and move on. It's really there are layers to this, to the psychological, physical violence that's being played onto these people throughout the entirety of this film. And so, yeah, no, I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I mean, going through this series and going through these films, Jay, it just has been some films that we hadn't seen before, some films that we have seen, to kind of cap this one off. I mean, we could have talked about The Stars at Noon. We could have talked about Both Sides of the Blades. Those movies are, I feel, inferior in lesser films than this. This is truly her last great film that she's had. I'm sure that she'll have maybe one or two more left in her when it's all said and done. But this one, to me, this one sticks with me from a year in 2019 that's so great, and that's where I get to ask this part of the program, which is always great. Jay,
Yeah.
before we get out of here,
Nope.
we test your award season honors based on the film we just reviewed. Highlight in a
Nope.
segment we like to call It's an Honor Get Nominated. Now, you don't need to say
Nope.
nope, because you want to know why? last week. You already said nope.
We did.
And
We had this discussion. I
so
mean,
we
I
already
asked the
had this
question:
discussion
has a
last
Claire
week.
Denis movie ever been nominated for an Oscar?
And then
Answer: no.
you spoiled this already for everybody this week, so you should
This
apologize
did
to the
win
listeners.
Best Sex Box
There you go.
at
At the
the
Sex Box
MTV Movie
Awards.
Awards.
At the MTV Movie Awards. Um,
Best Kiss.
this was the year. This is the 29. This is the 2020 Oscars for the films of 2019. This was the year of Parasite, and
I would say this movie is not as good as Parasite.
no, but Karen's got the poster of Parasite behind her, and that's because
That's
she's
just a reminder of things she doesn't like.
No, Jay, you want to know why Karen has that poster in her apartment? She's on the poster for Parasite.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
My
awesome.
quote.
that's a quote. So take
Very
that,
cool.
people, and take that, Jay, for thinking that she didn't like Parasite.
I just thought it was like a reminder of like, remember, this is what you don't want art to be.
Okay, imagine if you had one poster on your wall of a movie to remind you that you don't like it. What would that be, Jay, for you?
Mm,
Karen, do you have one?
Hmm.
Jojo
know,
Rabbit
do
for
you?
me.
Okay. Karen loves Jojo Rabbit.
Me too.
Jay, you're gonna get Karen mad at you by the end of this episode if you keep it up. Karen, what would be like something on your wall that people would be like, "Oh, you that's a good movie," and then you'd be like, "Oh, that's just a reminder that I don't like it."
You're gonna be mad at me if I tell you.
I know what you're gonna say, and
Oh, what am I gonna say?
you're gonna say There Will Be Blood.
No.
No, okay, what was it?
Right director, wrong movie.
Oh, okay,
Licorice Pizza.
Licorice Pizza. Okay,
Mm.
well,
I was going to say maybe Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
no, well, Karen wouldn't do that.
I would like to just pretend that movie never existed
Oh,
because
Karen.
no, not because of the movie, because of people on the internet.
Okay, all right. Well, that's fair.
Mhm.
That's fair. Because
One thing
the
Karen
discourse
can
around
agree
that
on,
movie was
though,
great.
with
It was awesome.
Tarantino,
I loved being called a Manson apologist. It was the best.
Karen also hates Paul Dano.
Oh my gosh. Like, why? Why did he need to do that? Paul Dano is
You
an
know
angel.
why? You know why he needed to do that.
Third straight episode we brought it up.
You know why he needed to do it, Karen? Because he couldn't help himself. Because he can't help himself.
He can't help
I told
himself.
Jay this. Who gives a flying fuck what his top 25 movies of the century are? No one asked for it. Not even the New York Times, when we did this 6 months ago, asked for him. So who gives a shit?
Brad Easton Ellis and Quentin Tarantino is a match made in hell.
In hell.
Oh
No
my
one's
God.
listening to that. I will not listen to that. Also, terrible number one pick. Sorry. Black
What was,
Hawk
what
Down.
was his number one?
Black Hawk Down.
Oh, Black Hawk Down. Yeah, hilarious.
That's
I think Black Hawk Down is a good movie, but
It is a good movie, but
number one of the century so far. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I think, what would I put up on my wall? I don't know. I feel like everyone was probably screaming out there, "You put Wicked up there, Ryan." But no, I don't know.
Wicked for Good.
Wicked for Good. That's what I put up there. No, I don't know. There's not like a movie I mean, I guess those, but like that's a bad answer because there's a lot of people that don't like those movies. I don't know. There's not like a classic that I outrightly don't like. Jay, what was your answer again? What did you say? Oh, you
Jojo
said Jojo Rabbit? Probably, I don't know.
Actually, you know what mine is in reality?
Huh.
Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, you know what it would
The
be?
Tim Burton.
It'd probably be Dune 2 because I don't get it.
Ryan, come on.
Because Dune 2 is not good.
it's not.
It's not. And I'd
It's
be
not.
reminded.
It's not Alice in Wonderland.
I'd probably put Prisoners. Like a Denis Villeneuve film.
So you're doing
People love
like,
Denis Villeneuve. And
Ryan,
You're-
have we
you're
never
going-
talked about this?
You're going more contrarian.
what?
No,
Okay.
are we on the same page about Denis Villeneuve?
Yeah, we're
We
pretty
did a
much.
whole Villeneuve
yeah.
series where I
We
think
did.
Ryan and I both came out sort of.
We were like
I think
No,
Villeneuve has made
I
some
definitely
phenomenal
listened to
movies.
every episode of that. Sorry.
Um,
I mean, I like
no, I did not say that as a you haven't listened shaming.
I like
No one
I
should
know.
listen to this podcast. But
I like. I
um,
mean, I do like Blade Runner 2049.
I like Blade Runner
Um,
2049. I like Arrival. I
and
like
I like Arrival, but that's really where the buck stops. I liked Dune Part One because I was like, okay, this is interesting setup, and then I think he fumbled the entire
see, and
ball.
I was always the one who was
Second
like
one.
was lower on Dune 1, and then Ryan was even lower on Dune 2 than I was. And I was like,
Yeah.
Dune 2's got stuff, but in totality, I don't, not really my
Sicario's a
thing.
movie I remember when it came
Prisoners is
out
like
that I liked.
crazy overwrought. I can't believe that has become such like a hugely important
Yeah, that's
movie
like
on the
the
internet.
number one of the number one film bro movies out there is
Hmm.
fucking Prisoners, and I sit there, I'm
I
like,
do still like
who's sitting there and
Sicario, and
fucking
I do
watching
like
that?
Enemy.
The enemy's fine.
Um,
Like
I didn't like Sicario.
Sicario's one that has not. We had very complicated. I had very complicated feelings about that movie when we
there's
talked
a
about
lot
it.
of stuff about Villeneuve that I don't love. I do Arrival. I do just kind of like unabashedly love. I think that movie's great.
Yeah, I think that movie's really. I think that's probably going to be the last one, and I'm so fucking mad, so mad.
Bond.
That
Get
he's gonna.
excited.
No, I think it's a terrible choice.
Bring it on.
Talk about just somebody that's.
He's gonna make it goofy again.
No, he's not. He's going to make it so fucking serious.
No,
It is.
Villeneuve is gonna make it's gonna be Roger Moore all over again.
I think Denis Villeneuve just wants to be Christopher Nolan, and he just needs to stop trying to do that.
Christopher Nolan just wants to be Michael Mann.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, then there's nothing wrong.
That's a
with
hero to
Christopher Nolan.
aspire to. You know what I mean? I love Michael Mann through and through. Karen, do you like Michael Mann?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thank you. Ooh, that one would have been a rough one. Well, you don't hate Nolan though, Karen.
I
You
don't
like
hate Nolan.
you just
No.
haven't like, been on the wavelength the last couple.
I kind of fell off the train with Tenet, and yeah,
Ooh.
and then I
That's
didn't.
when I got on.
Hey, that's when he got on.
chugga chugga choo choo.
That's funny.
Um,
And then I didn't love Oppenheimer, but I
Actually,
think
Dunkirk was when I got on the train.
Yeah, you got on the Dunkirk train.
I liked Dunkirk.
Yeah.
I really did. And I think Oppenheimer is well made. I had some issues with, I had little quibbles with it.
Yeah. It's
But
okay to have quibbles.
yeah. But no,
love a quibble.
I got on the Nolan train with Memento.
Yeah. That's the good one.
Oh, I mean, I do love Memento. I love some of his older stuff, and then I sort of fell off. And then Dunkirk really brought me back. I still
just-
maintain that I think his best 3 movies are his last 3 movies.
Really?
It's a
Wow.
hot take. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, I am
I
looking.
think he's finding his
Listen,
stride.
I am looking forward to the Odyssey just because
I do
I'm
love
looking
Memento.
forward to the idea of like I think in a world where we're talking about certain films being like not being made anymore and archaic, I think like Sword and Sandals movies are kind of like going to be ones that we don't get
They
made
tried to
anymore.
make him a comeback with like Troy and
Yeah, but this is, and also I'm just curious how he's going to do the monsters. I'm curious, like, if the animatronics thing is real.
I'm quasi skeptical.
I know you're quasi skeptical, but you really shouldn't be. Like this man, like I trust him to deliver something good.
Remember when Joker did the pencil trick in Dark Knight?
I think he's. I mean, like he's definitely the director, one of the directors of my generation. I feel like in terms of getting people to the theater, and yeah, he makes movies that are events, and it's very funny.
He's the most powerful director in Hollywood by a significant margin. So
He is one of. I think he's. Yeah, oh, I don't think it's even close. I mean,
except
like
for Spielberg, maybe. I mean,
No,
but
I
Spielberg
think
not
he's-
anymore.
he's the president of the DGA. All of his movies make like $700 million. And his new movie, which is already sold out most of its premium IMAX screenings a year in advance, will have IMAX screenings for a month and won't allow a Marvel movie to have IMAX screens. And that Marvel movie is a Spider-Man movie. That's when you know you're the king and everybody else is just playing
That's
checkers.
Tom Holland eating his own tail.
Yeah. And that's
You know what would have been great in IMAX?
which
High
one?
Life.
Ooh, imagine
Hi-fi.
the sex box and in Dolby.
Just thinking of those there's just certain moments that I think, man, that would look so cool on a giant screen. Like when he's out, like I'm being serious. Like when he's outside trying to fix the ship and the baby's crying, and
The
And he
final
you
shot.
just
loses
kind
his
of get
wrench
that
or whatever.
sense of, yeah, in the final shot too.
That
And
when he loses his tool into space
oh,
because the baby is crying, I'm like, God,
mhm.
that's what it's like.
Yeah, and I feel
What it's
like
like.
an IMAX screen, you just really get the
Yeah.
extent, like the expanse of space. I think it'd be very cool.
What was the last great space movie?
We had this discussion
No, no, we did
10
Alien movie.
We talked about
oh,
aliens,
space
not
movie.
space.
Um, sorry, didn't mean to get on everyone here for
Adam Sandler, Spaceman.
going to
Remember
going.
everyone watched that.
Yeah, everybody was thrilled. Um, I don't know. What was the last great one?
I don't know, Ryan. I didn't realize you'd be so frustrated by me bringing it up.
I'm frustrated. Um,
I don't know.
probably Ad Astra.
Probably Spaceman.
It's probably Spaceman.
Hmm.
And
Uh,
Astra's great.
Ad Astra's great. What about?
Midnight Sky.
I loved Midnight Sky.
No, Karen, no,
Yes.
not Midnight Sky.
I did. I liked it. Um,
No, not Midnight.
I think even though I didn't love the movie because of the way the characters is portrayed, I think First Man is
Well, I do like,
beautiful.
I do like
A
First
movie
Man.
I need to rewatch.
I do like First Man.
I kind of rejected it at first viewing.
I think
Lucy
I'm
in the
just.
Sky.
See this guy. You're just making it worse for yourself. You know that?
We love Lucy in the Sky.
Um, I'm just trying to look here real quick. I mean, does Dune one count as space? I don't think so.
I'm talking more human, like
Human.
science fiction emphasis on the science.
I'm just trying to
Man, they make
look.
a lot of space movies every year.
I'm just trying to look, and I don't see a lot.
All right, see this list. Oh, this is just sci-fi. I guess
This is
28
just
Years
sci-fi.
Later is
See,
sci-fi.
this is what the listeners really want to
Lilo and
listen to.
Stitch.
The new one?
Mm-hmm.
That movie's bad. Gotta say though,
Ice Cube, War of the Worlds.
late era Binoche has been absolutely just delightful to see her do
Binoche
these
killing it.
great performances. You know, there was a movie the other day, just like somebody was doing like, what is this? What's this movie? And just a scene from it. And it was the opening scene of The Taste of Things. Did you guys see The Taste of
Oh
Things?
yeah.
Sure.
God,
I liked that movie.
I love that movie so much. Just like nothing better than 25 minutes of people just cooking in a kitchen. And I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. My Nancy Myers ass loving boy just was like cooking this kitchen for 4 hours straight, no cuts. Do it. And it was incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, I
She's
liked it.
she
Remember
should
that
she should win another Oscar for something.
remember The Truth?
What the hell is the truth?
That was the Correda film with
Oh, with her
Ethan
and Ethan
Hawke.
Hawke
Mm-hmm.
and everyone's
Deneuve.
favorite Catherine Deneuve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was an interesting movie.
that is an
Do
interesting.
not ask me to tell you the plot because I don't really remember, but I
Hey Jay,
remember
do you
liking it.
mind telling me the plot to the truth?
I don't know, give me like 15 seconds.
Um,
Fabienne Dongville is a very famous French actress, if I
there you
remember
go.
correctly,
There you go.
giving an interview about work on her upcoming book. Her daughter, screenwriter Lumiere. Anyway, I'm reading the Wikipedia page for the truth at this point, which means it's time to end the episode.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad that you got to the bottom of that, and I'm glad you found out the space movie that's been really good over the last couple of years.
Yeah,
Really,
never
just a
figured that out either.
really just a 5-star bit right there that we just did on the end of the show.
That was not a bit. That was a question.
Before we get to our final stuff, we do actually have to do our rankings, Jay.
Oh, that's right.
for
I'm
the
just going to
Claire
rank the
Denis.
ones we watched. I watched a couple others, but I honestly did not do enough to justify doing a whole
Well, I
ranking.
have seen in her
I have
entirety
failed.
of her career, I've seen 10 of her films, so I can do a
Okay.
top 10. Would you like to go first?
Sure. Yeah, I'll just do
Okay.
the six that we watched.
Okay.
My number six, and these rank. I was kind of surprised where they ended up in the
Yeah, I was
rankings
kind of
based on
surprised
where
as
I
well.
where I stood at the beginning of the conversations for each of those films. My number six is White Material. My number five is
Whoa.
Chocolat.
Okay.
My number four is High Life. My number three is Let the Sunshine In. That was the real riser.
Mm,
My number two is 35 Shots of Rum, and my number one, I'm keeping it chalk, Beau Travail.
okay. 10 films. I'm also including her new film that's coming out next year in this 10.
Oh, look at you.
I know. I'm just I'm just fancy that way. Um, my number 10 is Both Sides of the Blade. Just an absolutely boring film. The Fence, her new film is my number 9.
Ooh,
Num-
sounds good.
Number 8, Stars at Noon. So perfectly in the middle of these new movies. 2, 4, 6, 7, Chocolat. 6, Let the Sunshine In. 5, a movie that we were potentially going to cover, but we didn't, but I watched it anyway. Really great film, Jay. Friday Night. You should catch up with it.
Yep, yep, yeah. That's
I
one I
think
haven't seen. I need to watch
I
that.
think you'd really, really like it. It's one in between all of these films too, so really catch up with that one. 4, 35 Shots of Rum. 3, White Material. Buddy, this one's where it was at for me.
That's interesting. Yeah.
2 is High Life.
Okay.
And number 1, Keep It Chuck. It's Beau Travail.
Beau
Karen,
Travail
what do
is
you
a tough
think?
one to overcome.
You think of those rankings?
Yeah, I think Beau Travail is her best film. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's about,
Ryan,
but
we had pretty different rankings for once.
it's about damn time we weren't just
Number
agreeing on
number one
everything.
is, it's kind of undeniable. But the other
Yeah.
ones, you like High Life more than I do. You like White Material more than I do, which was a little
I think we're
surprising. And
pretty high on 35 Shots of Rum.
I have really come around on Let the Sunshine In.
Yeah, I know. I did a good job on that for you.
Good.
Yeah,
Now I guess I like it more than you do.
I guess so. I guess that's how it's going to be. Jay, do you want to tell everybody? Well, actually, let's wait to tell everybody who our next series is. And
Okay.
we'll ask Karen, who's been our lovely guest and had to put up with our crap like he normally has to. Karen, thank you so much for coming back on. Can you tell everybody where they can find you and all your work on the internet? And can you give out a recommendation of the week? Can you give out a movie or a show or something that you've been watching recently that you'd like the listeners out there to go ahead and watch?
Yeah. Well, I you can find my written work on awardswatch.com where I am the associate TV editor.
Damn right she is.
And thank you. And you can also find me on social media. I am at Karen M. Peterson on Instagram, Letterboxd, and Blue Sky. And because my focus has been on TV and so much in the last weeks and months, my recommendation, if you have not already, check out Pluribus on Apple TV.
I have not
Absolutely great show.
I have not seen it. I heard it's really, really good, right?
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's so good. Ray Seahorn, amazing.
New Vince Gilligan series, right? That's
Hmm.
who did Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Finally out of that
Yeah.
universe, creating something different. Heard it's really twisty, really good.
It's very twisty. It's very good. It's still set in Albuquerque, so
Of
it's
course
kind of
it
funny
is.
because there are certain parts where I'm like, oh, I recognize that from Breaking Bad. But yeah, it's just such a very intriguing series where basically everybody in the world has kind of like become a hive mind and nobody knows
Mm.
why. Nobody seems to care why. They're all going with it. And she is one of just a few people that for some reason were not assimilated. And so the collective is trying to figure out how to bring all of these people in. And she's like, wait, I don't think I want that. So it's a really, and that's just the tip of the iceberg of what the show is and what it does. It's really, really well done.
All right. I'm gonna have to check it out. It's Pluribus and it's on Apple
Apple
TV
TV.
Plus.
They
Or is it
dropped the
just they
plus.
dropped the plus? That's right. I'm sorry, I forget.
Cleaner.
It's just cleaner. It's just Apple TV now.
Exactly.
Um, it should just be called Apple. Just take the TV out of it because they do movies too.
It should be called ITV.
Jay, tell everybody where they can find you and all.
Oh boy. Letterbox J Ledbetter, Twitter at Mr. J Ledbetter, anything I'm writing over at the great website awardswatch.com. Recommendation of the week. 'Tis the season, and in my opinion, the reason for the season is A Charlie Brown Christmas. Rewatched it this weekend. Absolutely unbelievable. Nothing captures the kind of sense of holiday melancholy and the sensation that time is moving by, and technology seems to be outpacing tradition, quite like a Charlie Brown Christmas, a truly, in my opinion, enlightening, incredibly heartfelt work that I watch every single year and love and is great for all ages. Snoopy, we love him. He's a
Mm-hmm.
cool dog. And that's it.
Okay.
Goodbye, Claire Denis.
Yes. You can find all my work here at awardswatch.com, Twitter, Instagram, Letterbox, Blue Sky at Ryan McQuade 77. If you like podcasts, we have the main show that releases on Mondays, iTunes, Spotify, 5-star reviews. While you're over on the website, please sign up for the newsletter. It's the best place to get all of our news, reviews, interviews, podcast, award season updates, film festival stuff. Like in January, there will be Sundance stuff. March will be South by. Through all that will be Oscar season. There's tons of fun stuff, and you can go sign up for that at awardswatch.com. Recommendation of the week. Well, if Jay is gonna do a holiday recommendation, then by God, I'm gonna do one myself. And 'tis the season, so that means Jay knows what I think I'm about to recommend to everyone. And if he wasn't going to do it, I was going to do it. This is a movie that I've turned around on over the last couple of years. Jay's known that I turned around on this, but this is truly a movie that I have to watch now at the holidays, and it is one that absolutely breaks me every goddamn time I watch it. And that, of course, is Frank Capra's "It's a Wonderful Life." Truly one of the most incredible movies, and a movie I think that for myself at least,
You
it
disliked before we started
to
podcasting.
be fair, and I've told you this, and I'll tell the listeners again for the millionth time. When you watch this as a kid, you don't want to watch this as a kid. This is the least appetizing movie to watch during the holiday season if you are a child. You know what I mean? It just doesn't hit you when you're a kid as it does when you're an adult. And I think that it's beautiful. And if for whatever reason, even if you have seen it or you don't like it or whatnot, I think it is a fitting film to watch because one of the great clips that made the rounds earlier this year when we lost the great David Lynch is the scene of him watching the ending of It's a Wonderful Life. That man who made some of the most baffling, wild, audacious, beautiful, dark movies of all time, or in scenes of all time, and another person who I think probably really liked. I think he probably liked this movie that we talked about today, and is sitting there over one of the most heartbreaking endings ever, and is crying. And he says it doesn't get much better than this. So you owe it to your
breaking ending. It's a heart building ending.
But it is. He's like he just loves it so much, and he's smiling and through the tears. And to me, watching him cry breaks my heart now because we lost a titan.
Can you give me a Jimmy Stewart?
You want me to do Jimmy Stewart? No, I don't know.
No.
You have better ones than that.
I got better ones than that. Say, Mary. No, I don't know.
It was better. It was better than what you just did.
Woman to tie a lasso around. I don't know. I haven't done a Jimmy Stewart in a long, long time. What I'm trying to say is,
you edit the podcast. You can cut it out.
I'm gonna probably cut it out. Yeah, no, I'll leave it in because listen, they're not always winners, and I'm not perfect. But what I was trying to say is that honor the great David Lynch. Watch this movie. It was one of his favorites. It's one of my favorites. It's a Wonderful Life. If you're an adult and you don't cry watching this movie, you're probably not a human. It's a beautiful movie. I cry in the first like 20 minutes of that movie when the shopkeep hits him for and everything, and then there's that forgiveness and it's everything. It's everything. It's
What are
it
we
really
covering next?
well. That's a good question, Jay. Who are we covering for technically this episode? This last episode, or the first episode of our new series, is going to be the last episode of 2025. So you guys get the first taste of the wave of directors. And boy, howdy, does 2026
Got a
have
heck
a
of a year coming up.
heck of a year. We're not telling you any of it, but you know what, Jay and I, sometimes we like to pat ourselves on the back. We think we did a really good job. And the first director was actually going to be a director that we were going to cover this year, but it was okay. We're going to move him to the end of this year, to the completion of that series through the month of July. And that, of course, Jay, is.
Well, Ryan, let's do a little do a little math to get there. All right.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Ryan, you love the film Jerry and Marge Go Large, correct?
No, but is that the Annette Bening and Bryan Cranston film?
Which sure is.
Okay.
Directed by David Frankel.
Is it about the lottery?
Yeah, they win the lottery.
They're like
and
rigging
that
the
film
lottery. All right.
Stars Annette Bening.
They're not rigging the lottery. They just figured out how to win
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's right. Okay.
Of course, Annette Bening, one
Yeah.
of our favorite actresses, Naiad herself.
Someone say
married to-
someone say she's a 20th century woman.
Yep. Married to, for over 30 years, a gentleman by the name of Warren Beatty,
Uh-huh.
famously was
I've heard of him.
celibate until meeting Annette Bening. And we're going to talk a lot about that. But that's who we're covering next is Warren Beatty, famously
Yes.
celibate Warren Beatty.
We are going to talk about Warren Beatty. Yes. Guy who was a priest until he met Annette Bening. We are going to talk about his 5 films, and we are starting, of course, December 25th. It'll
Only
be
5. We're going to cover all of them.
It'll be a Christmas release. On the week of Christmas, we will be talking about Heaven Can Wait. I'm so excited to do this series.
Heaven Can Wait, Reds, Dick Tracy, Bulworth. Rules don't apply.
Rules don't apply. We will be talking about those
And
rules.
whatever he's got coming up next.
I think that'll be a separate episode in about 20 years if that movie ever comes out. Yes, Warren Beatty will be the start of the new series for the new year, and I'm so excited to do it. Next week, we will be talking about Heaven Can Wait. Till then, thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you all next time.